Students United, what is happening? Middle school ministry. Pastor Nick here. I'm one of the pastors in our network. And we are in the last week of Best Year Ever. We got an amazing message for you today. But before we jump into this message, we've got a game, something pretty funny that our very own Yesenia and Yasmin came up with. So I kind of want to go check this out. Let's take a look.
What's up, guys? My name is Yasmin.
And my name is Yesenia.
And we are
Yes and Yas.
We are super excited because today we are going to do some fun challenges, and you guys already know we are super competitive.
Okay, honestly, I feel like this is something that we didn't know about our friendship until we started doing these little games. Like, we're really competitive. It's scary. Like, there's been times where she'll win and I'm like, I don't even want to be your friend anymore. Like, I'm so mad.
Hate is gonna hate. I'm just kidding. We love competing with one another because we do it with love, and we know at the end of the day, we're still friends.
And we know that you like the tea. You like it when it gets spicy up in here.
A little steamy and with the tea.
What happened? Anyway.
Anyways, guys, we love to laugh, but you are going to laugh at us now because we are going to do two challenges.
You guys are going to laugh with us,
Yes.
not at us. That's not okay.
Yeah, I like the way you worded that. We are going to do a fruit by the foot challenge and a drawing challenge. So the way that the fruit by the foot challenge is going to work is that we are going to unwrap this fruit roll up
And eat from each other's toes.
Ew, no. We are going to see who can eat it the fastest without using their hands. And then we are going to do a drawing type challenge where we are going to draw something on each other's back using a piece of paper and try to guess what the other person is drawing. And we decided that we are going to draw something like nature kind of thing because we don't want it to be too confusing for each other.
We needed just a category, because imagine trying to guess from all the things in the world, too much. So
many
nature
things.
is a category.
Alrighty, should we get started on the first one?
All right, let's do it.
All right, I need to unwrap the...
So the first thing that we have to, wait. Oh, what? What? How are you doing that? That takes talent.
I used to love eating these with tahini as a kid, like the strawberry ones.
I
Don't ask
have
me
never
why I
tried
would do that.
Okay, so
Like
we take out the
the
white part. You guys, I was such a weird little person. Like, I would be one of those kids that will literally separate part by part.
Oh my gosh.
And
all
eat
extra.
like one part at a time. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. All right.
Should we go?
Ew,
All right,
it's
ready?
touching the table.
Here,
Is
I'll
that
do it on
okay?
the-
I don't want it to touch
on the
the
yellow
table.
paper. Ready?
I don't know what's worse.
3.
Wait.
Oh yeah, no hands. I forgot. 3, 2, 1.
There's gonna be some music, right?
Hopefully.
Just me. Are you kidding me? What is happening?
It's close.
Are you guys seeing this? How is that possible?
There's a lot of stuff in my mouth, huh?
Okay. Look how much I still had. What? I mean, probably if I wasn't commenting as much on her performance, it would have been fine. Is my nose blue? What's happening?
Your entire mouth is blue.
Oh yeah, yours too. Your teeth too. Can you smile for the camera? She has to smile for the camera. Anyway, if I wasn't commenting on her performance so much, I am confident that I would have done better. But I was impressed. Did you guys see that? She practiced. There's no way. I'm pretty sure she was doing this for weeks, several times a day. Like that, or she's like extremely talented at that, because girl, you flew. Like, that was so fast. That was so good. I am impressed. Anyway, let's give her a few minutes so she can catch her breath. She's laughing at my mouth, but she hasn't seen her own. It's pretty bad. So now we're gonna do the draw in the back challenge. Remember, our category is nature. So I am gonna go first because Yasmina's losing her mind. So here we go. She's gonna turn around. I'm gonna grab both papers because imagine if I mess up her sweater.
Oh,
slap
this is
me.
my favorite sweater. This is
Okay, we need you to like actually turn around so everyone can see. I draw like on her hair on purpose. Just kidding. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Oh gosh, this is already bad. What in the heck?
This is not how I wanted this to turn out. This is...
What in the world are you drawing?
And I'm sorry.
Okay, can I guess? Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, you either drew a mountain, a cloud, or a thunderstorm.
How do I draw a thunderstorm? You're gonna turn around. It's actually a leaf.
A tree.
Leaf. Or leave. Is it leaf or leaf?
Leaf.
It's a leaf.
No, leaf.
It's a leaf.
It's either one, whatever you want to choose.
One of
All
us
right.
is gonna leave because this was so bad. That was not good. All right.
All right.
Let me
Next
move my
one.
hair. Here we go. Yeah. Girl.
Okay, what did you think I drew?
A seashell?
No.
A cat.
No.
I have one more guess.
Mhm.
A hiking trail.
No, what? I drew a bird. Beautiful. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for joining us on Students United. I hope you enjoy our blue mouth and teeth and all the craziness that's
Vote
going on in
for
this
the
video.
best drawing on the comments.
Put it in the comments, and we'll see you guys way later.
Many of us have heard the word storm, probably all of us. Merriam-Webster defines it as a serious disturbance of any element of nature. There are various types of storms that Mother Nature has to offer. There's hailstorms, thunderstorms, windstorms, blizzards, and the list goes on. Storms are powerful, and many people in a storm experience fear, loss. Places are destroyed, and a lot of uncertainty as to what's to come. And if we are being honest with ourselves, many of us know someone or even personally went through life last year in a never-ending storm, filled with circumstances that were unexpected and that left us in the unknown, filled with fear and even sadness. The coronavirus pandemic still feels never-ending. Our friendships continue to look different, and many of us are just hoping that 2021 doesn't look like 2020.
Right now, you may be in a storm, you may have just gotten out of one, or you may feel like you're about to enter into one. Storms are inevitable and unpredictable at times, and we need to be prepared and surround ourselves with a good team. We need a great community around us, so when the unexpected happens, together we can fight through it. We can have the best year ever, but we can't have the best year ever alone. We've talked these past few weeks about having the best year spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And so today, we're gonna share with you about how we can have the best year ever relationally.
God has used community and people at the church to be with me through the highs and lows that I've experienced in my life. And I know community looks different for every single one of you. Some people have groups that probably haven't gotten together in a while. They've actually gotten smaller. I mean, this year, some of you may only talk to the people that are in your growth group or the group at your church, or maybe just the group at your school. Or maybe right now you really don't feel like you have anyone. Our layers of friendships are different and our seasons of life have changed. It's been a crazy year. But the truth applies to all of us that no matter where we are at in this season, we can all have our best year ever, but none of us can have it alone. So today, we're going to talk about why we need a great community, what a great community looks like, and how to find and keep a great community.
In the Word of God, we see that it was God's great desire that we would not do life alone. God created the whole world, and with every created bird, with every created fish, planet, star, panda bears, you name it, God saw everything and saw that it was very good. It wasn't until he created Adam that he said something a little bit different. This is the first time we read of God saying that something wasn't good. Now, sin hadn't entered the world yet, and we're still verses away from the snake tempting Eve to eat that fruit. So even before sin and darkness had their foothold in the world, God already saw that something was not good, and it was man being alone. So guess what he did? He created Eve. This is how much God values companionship, community, and relationships. When God was creating his best world ever, his best humans ever, he said, nope, this will not be good. This won't be best if the human is alone. It was essential to our human existence that we would be in community. Let me ask you a question. Why do we need relationships? In Genesis 2:18, it says, it's not good for the human to be alone. I'll make him a helper, a companion. Friends, we will not grow to our full potential, and we will not fulfill God's full purpose for our lives alone. We see a great example of what an amazing community looks like in Luke 5.
Luke 5:17 through 20. One day Jesus was teaching in a house, and the healing power of the Lord was with him. Pharisees and religious scholars were sitting and listening, having come from the villages all across the regions of Galilee and Judea, from the holy city of Jerusalem. Some men came to the house carrying a paralyzed man on his bed pallet. They wanted to bring him in and present him to Jesus. But when the house was so packed with people that they couldn't get in, so they climbed up on the roof and pulled off some roof tiles. Then they lowered the man by ropes so he came to rest right in front of Jesus. In this way, their faith was visible to Jesus. Let's talk about these friends. This is an amazing community. Maybe you can relate to times when you've done this for a friend, tore open roofs and done anything possible to bring them towards Jesus. People come close to Jesus when we are determined and creative and sometimes a little crazy in getting them there. Jesus goes on to tell the man on the pallet, my friend, all your sins are forgiven. See, Jesus first forgives the man's sins.
The story continues, okay? Here we see biblical, historical accounts of some haters, okay? Haters have been around forever since Jesus' time, okay? And there are always going to be some haters, all right? That's just history. They're around, all right? They've been drinking that haterade. What's wrong with them? The Pharisees and the religious scholars were often offended at Jesus, okay? Jesus just offended them. And they turned to one another and asked the question, who does this dude think he is? What? This is blasphemy. Who can pronounce that a person's sins are forgiven? Who can but God alone? And so we see these haters talking and having this conversation and questioning what Jesus just did. But these men weren't necessarily against the man's forgiveness or healing. They were just against the conditions that didn't go along with their personal preference. The way Jesus did this, they weren't okay with that. And it didn't fall in line with their standards or their expectations. So they questioned Jesus more than anything. And some of us have been burned out by our friends. Some of us have been deeply wounded by the people we surrounded ourselves with. All right, here's the thing though. Many times the people in our lives that have hurt us have been deeply hurt themselves, okay? You've heard the saying, hurt people oftentimes hurt people. That's just something that happens. They don't know how to deal with what's going on internally, and so they hurt other people. And that it's maybe not even against you. Sometimes those people just can't handle that, and so they lash out. And so don't obsess about the haters, because the haters need healing too.
This year, friends, be careful with the people you surround yourself with. The people you surround yourself with can either bring you closer to Jesus or bring you further from him. You can't have the best year ever with the wrong friends. Let me tell you that. but you can have the best year ever with the right friends. Let me ask you another question. Are your friends bringing you closer to Jesus or pulling you further from Jesus? I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you with 6 words. Be a friend, not a hater. Bring others closer to Jesus. Cheer others on. Be excited for people to get plugged into a community. Don't put yourself in a jealous position. Be a friend, not a hater.
But even more than that, he wants us to be surrounded by people who also bring us closer to Jesus. Because the ultimate goal is for something far deeper, far beneath the surface, healing in our broken hearts, forgiveness, wholeness, and restoration for our lives. If we are being honest, many of us look to our friends to save us from situations we are in. When we are feeling insecure, we want our friend to tell us something amazing about ourselves and who we are. But let me tell you, only Jesus can fix those wounds we so deeply long to heal. But our community of people is what will put us on a mat and bring us closer to Jesus. Good, intentional relationships are what can help us identify the areas in our life where we need Jesus the most. When it comes to friendships, I want to focus on these 3 things. Number 1, be available. Be aware of who is around you and who has been asking to get to know you. Don't put pressure on every relationship to be your best friend. And don't dismiss relationships that feel like they might not be for the rest of your life. God will strengthen us through many kinds of relationships in different seasons. Be available for that.
And number 2, be intentional, okay? Community is not created in autopilot, okay? We've got to be creative. We got to be active. You probably wish you had a group of friends to go to the park or the mall with, or even to church with, but people want to be invited. So what you can do is you can be the inviter, all right? Because when you do that, you are being intentional. So if we want to find community, we need to be available and we need to be intentional. And if we want to keep that community and grow in our community, we need to stay available and we need to stay intentional.
For many of us to have a great community and to have our best year ever, we need to, third of all, be courageous enough to be carried. You know, some of us will never experience full healing unless we let people surround us. Jesus has a plan to combat the brokenness of the world, and it's his church. This Jesus-centered community. It's his people coming together, doing life together, even when it looks messy, fighting through that mess, fighting through the inconvenience, and being intentional and available and courageous with each other. That's why we're so passionate about small groups here, guys. I've seen people go through serious losses, losing loved ones, and I've seen people surround them as a community to comfort them. We're passionate about who you surround yourself with. We're passionate about surrounding you. And this doesn't just apply this year, guys. This applies to our whole life, your whole life. We can have the best year ever, but we cannot have it alone.
You know, I once heard, it's an old African proverb, but it has so much to do with community. It says this: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And you know, life in community with people, life has to be more like a marathon than it does a sprint. The people that you surround yourself with, be willing to take a step every single day with them. It's a journey, it's awesome, it's fun, it's full of adventure when we go through life with community and friends. And we can live our best life ever, but we can't live it alone, all right? These truths and practices are so that you can have the best life and the fullest life that God would have for you to live, so that you can grow to the full potential that you have been called to and pushed to in Christ, and that you can live out the purpose that God's called you to live.
My challenge to you is to take the risk and join a small group. We'd love to have you join one at church. It will change your life and help strengthen you in ways you've never imagined. I urge you to take the risk and enter into this beautiful mess of community so that you can walk in your full purpose and live your fullest, best life ever. You can text student groups to 67076 to join today. Now, up next, we're going to be singing a song, another worship song, a chance for you to engage even more. This song is called Another in the Fire.
There's a grace when the heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in. And when I look at the space between where I used to be and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire, standing next to me. There was another in the waters, holding back the sea. And should I ever need a reminder of how I've been set free, there is a cross that bears the burden, where another died for me. There is another in the fire. Oh, you bear my cross. All I did left the day beneath the waters. I'm no longer a slave to sin anymore. And should I fall in the space between what remains of me and this reckoning, either way I won't bow to the things of this world. I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire, standing next to me. There is another in the waters, holding back the sea. Should I ever need a reminding what power set me free, there is a grave that holds nobody, and now the power lives in me. There is another in the fire. Oh, 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 I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between wasted. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in, and nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. Oh, you're in the battle. There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come what may in the space between and the things unseen and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. No, yes, I know I will never be alone. There'll be another in the fire, standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters, holding back the sea. Should I ever need a reminding how good you've been to me, that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be.
Middle school, wow. Thank you so much for being with us in our last week of Best Year Ever. Hey, remember that throughout our channel on here, we've got videos all over the place. We want you to get your questions answered about Jesus and all kinds of different things. We got more games and more fun stuff. We'll see you on our channel.